the coursework.
Full of rules.
We used to have exam, you see. We used to have exam. So this is the first time we have a relatively big assignment to replace the exam. I think our exam will be much easier for the student.
Yeah, I think exam much easier.
Yes. Yeah. But unfortunately, we're in this situation, so we just adapt.
I think project take more time than exam.
Yes, definitely, because the human tendency is you have a extended period of time to do it, so you want to do it well. You see, that's where the stress comes in. Exam, whether you like it or not, is 3 hours. That's it.
So our first assignment, everybody pass.
Everybody pass. Yeah, you pass lah. 2 of you pass.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I can send you the feedback. Nam Xiong, I just sent to you already.
Okay.
Email, is it by
yeah,
email?
email to you. But can you just keep it to yourself? Don't share other people because
no, we haven't.
I'm still reviewing.
Okay.
I'm still reviewing the marks. For 2 of you, it happens that you are online, and then I happen to confirm your marks. So I don't mind sharing with you, since you are online. So I'll email to you, Zhu Hong.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, then you can ask me if there's anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pass lah.
Yeah, you pass very well lah.
Thank you.
But look at my comments. I think there are something that you can improve.
I'm going to run through my emails, check which part my weak points.
Yeah. Yeah, the marking scheme is based on what I give to you all, the rubrics. Yeah.
For this final project, you need to have executive summary. I mean, for this text mining.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to have executive summary.
Can have a summary on top would be nice lah, because
summary, then data exploration, data cleaning, etc.
No. Okay, what Zhu Hong I sent to you already.
Okay.
Okay, I think the summary is very important. After doing all the messy stuff, we can get lost, you see. So the summary is to pull back and distill down to the essence of what you have discovered through the interpretation of the results, and how does that link it to your original intention of answering the business objective. Because the whole purpose of doing the data science project is to answer business question, right? To solve problem, right? Yeah.
Right.
So the linking back is very important. I think not just your batch, I think every batch, I always face this problem. Yeah, they forgot that they have defined their business problem, and then at the end they do all the analysis, quite a lot of details, but they are so messy. I mean, not messy in the sense that there's a lot of things they did, techniques and they look from different angles, interpret. But finally, you have to pull it back and then summarize clearly. Okay, what is the clear results that we get, and how does this result answer the business question? You see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what I mean.
It's always missing, and actually it's the most important part. Yeah.
Because for the final business analytic project, I think your Fong say you must have executive summary.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, because you put on the top to summarize what we do, business
Yeah.
question, what we do.
Yeah, the summary will give that scope to the reader. Yeah. I used to take two modules, the project and text analytics, but I'm giving it to your phone to handle it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the first few intakes, I'm actually doing both modules.
I think for BAP, for business analyst project, I think Rudy is handling the predictive part, and your phone is
Yeah.
handling the text
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Rudy is yeah. But over time, your phone has picked up text lah, so I let her do it.
Also, I got a question. Let's say for those people, right, after this course, right, if we
Yeah.
are not going into the analytics line,
Yeah.
then let's say you want to sort of further progress, just do self-learning.
I think we lost him again.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I thought we lost you.
Yeah.
Yeah, my VPN is lost. I don't know why, but I still can hear you. So funny, huh?
Yeah, it's strange. I thought.
Yeah, I'm actually my VPN.
Now we can't hear you.
Okay. Juong, you want to repeat what you say? Sorry, I
Okay,
didn't
anyway,
get you.
that's what I'm trying to say. For those, let's say after this course, if we are not in the analytics field, I mean, let's say for to improve the sort of the scale of knowledge, just do self-learn.
Yeah.
But I
Actually, I
think,
only
sorry.
yeah, you are right. You are right. A lot because unless you because I started data science very early, so there's when I first started there's no courses, no formal courses, so I learned on my own. My background is actually a bit like Nam Siong. I came from a software engineering background, software development. Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
But now there's a lot of courses, and okay, I will recommend Coursera lah, because Coursera their courses are really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
They're
their
not online course.
practical passing is very high. Yeah.
Online course.
Yeah.
Is it
Coursera.
expensive?
No, Coursera is not expensive. Coursera, if you don't want to take the exam, it's free. If you take the exam, it's only less than $50. Yeah.
Course ERA.
The Coursera platform.
Course ERA lah.
Yes, correct.
They want.
Yes, correct. And some of the courses you can use the skill future. You go to skill future portals. You can also use your skill future to pay for the courses in Coursera. But uh, I think just for those who are so-called non-IT, maybe for a start the Tableau will be nice lah. Yeah, try to go on a data visualization, because that is the first. That is a so-called I would say it's basic, but that is the first part of the data science where people are looking for how to visualize their data. I see. Yeah.
But Udemy, is it okay? Udemy, I find it cheap also.
But I don't like Udemy.
No.
Yeah. Because I don't know, it's a preference lah. Because maybe I find that the Coursera courses are all run by quite a lot of professors from very good universities, and they are really solid people that you can really learn from. Yeah.
Yeah, compared with Udemy, sometimes it's just individual and then there was some
Yes.
skill.
Yes. Correct.
This one prepare the course.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, when I learn my R for data science, I went to Coursera. It's tough lah because their passing mark is 70%. Yeah.
Oh, that's how many years ago?
Many years ago lah.
But data science is pretty new.
Huh?
Singapore is pretty new.
Data science in Singapore is about 15 years old. Okay, what
You're the
happened was
pioneer. You're the pioneer.
no, not 15 years old. Sorry, I get mixed up. They only started in 2010 in Singapore.
So you're the pioneer already.
Sorry?
You're the pioneer. Pioneer science data.
Yeah,
data scientist.
almost in Singapore lah. Because I came back from overseas in 2010 and they were looking for data science people, but they cannot find. I mean, I'm talking about Republic Poly.
But you have any working experience on data science? Or just
Yeah, I worked for a number of years overseas.
or for data science project?
Yeah, data science, data warehouse. I mean, we don't call it data science last time. They call it information management. Yeah, I'm in charge of a business intelligence team overseas. Yeah.
Hello, Vince. This is Eugene.
Hi, Eugene. Yeah, I saw you. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I'm not. I actually just called in about 15 minutes, so I was listening to your conversation.
Yeah.
But I wasn't around before that, so I'm not sure whether anyone asked questions on the assignment yet. But I'm just going to ask if there are repeated
Yeah,
ones.
you
Then
asked
maybe
them. It's okay, but even
yeah,
the
you
questions
can.
repeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first question is that I was looking at obviously there are some differences, but I just want to know from your point of view. So the first assignment is very similar to the second one. So what, in your opinion, is the difference? Obviously there are differences. I'm just saying I want to know from
The first
your point of view
assignment
whether
is very similar, is it? It's not similar. Yeah, it's similar in the sense that okay, the first assignment is up to clustering only, right? Are you there?
Yes, it's up to clustering, but I think I did a bit of topic also.
Yeah. So of course the second assignment is much larger because actually I want you all to use the sentiment analysis because at the topic level you only discover the topic, you see. So the next step is to use a sentiment analysis to find out the sentiments for positive and negative. So in other words, your topic extraction should be related to your sentiment analysis lah. So that the whole thing is a one coherent project, you see.
Oh, okay. So in your opinion,
So you don't need to do clusters in the second assignment. But if you want to do, it's fine because clustering will give you the initial idea of themes or what is the data set, you see. Yeah. So a lot of times we only use clustering for exploratory analysis. Now actually your batch is a bit in a way fortunate because of the COVID. We actually cut down the first assignment. Normally the first assignment, the past few batches, we want to test the student up to topic extraction. And then the final, there's no final assignment because the final assignment is actually the exam. So that is the previous intake. Exam will actually includes a lot of concepts from big data, which yeah. Of course now big data cannot be examined in this mode, so we just teach the theory part. Yeah. But I expect more in-depth analysis for the second assignment. Yeah, using especially the rule base, yeah, for sentiment analysis. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Yes. Then my follow-up question is that because you mentioned about the topic and the sentiment analysis. So just from that sentence, there are actually two ways to do it. One is to do the sentiment analysis
They're
first.
actually what?
So in just based on what you said, right? There are basically two ways that you can do this. You can do the sentiment first, then do topics, or do topic first, then do sentiment.
You should do topic first. Okay, since you answered that, yeah. Okay, if I from the corpus, if I found out that okay, from the topics after doing all the model selection, all those things, okay, I found that okay, these are the few themes that always appears, and probably this is the main bulk of the discussion in the corpus. All right. The next step is I want to find out okay, what exactly are they? What kind of sentiments are they talking about in terms of this topic? You see, I mean, what kind of sentiments do they have? So, for example, it's a topic relating to customer service. Okay, on the topic level, it may seem that the customer service are actually quite good because their descriptive terms tell us that oh, there are terms like friendly, there are terms like smiling, but there are also terms like rude, So you know that from the descriptive terms, okay, in general it's positive, but what exactly is that negative? How much positive or how much negative, you see? So that could be more robustly validated using the sentiment analysis. So your sentiment analysis result reinforce what you discover in topic extraction. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when you do your interpretation, you don't do a piecemeal kind of interpretation. If you can relate your topic extraction to the sentiments, okay, then actually that will help a lot in terms of decision making. So
okay.
You should treat the whole thing as one project. Yeah. Not two separate pieces of information, two separate pieces of assignment tasks.
Of course. The reason why I thought about it that way was because a lot of sentiment work, right, or rather a lot of the materials that we have, the starting point was always two sets of corpus, or rather two sets of documents, if you like. One is positive and one is negative.
Yeah.
So I always wondered whether that is the first step. If that is the first step, meaning you have to do sentiment analysis first, so that you can break up your corpus into two sets. After breaking up into two sets, and then you run a topic modeling between both of them, so you can see what are the main topics for the positive comments and what are the main topics for the negative comments.
Okay, that could be one approach but the thing is that you can actually make use of make use of those very significant terms on the text topic, and use those terms to do a kind of to help you in defining your rule base your rules Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I understand what you're trying to say. No,
For
yeah.
example,
This is,
yeah.
go on, go on. Keep kidding, keep.
Yeah, for example, if I have 3 topics or five topics, then I want to these 5 topics can constitute my sentiment analysis as a feature, is it? You understand what I'm trying to say? So I want to find out really how much positive is each of the topics lah. Of course, you can, because I know the other way around, you can separate out the positive and negative, but it's really hard to separate out. How are you going to separate out the 50,000 documents into positive and negative? You can't. I mean, you can,
No,
but that's not the
I
point, is it? Yeah.
okay. I'm not very. To be honest, I haven't done the sentiment analysis part. But I
Yeah.
always thought that I just read the notes, and to be honest, I'm not very familiar because I think we didn't have a video on it. Just a lot of text. So I was, it's easier to learn from a video than reading a lot of text. Anyway,
I thought somebody recorded it because I actually have a demo on the lecture. I'm not sure
Oh.
anyone. I think one of your classmates may have recorded
It's
it.
recorded. I think it's recorded inside my Microsoft screen.
Do you know which lesson is that?
I can give it to you. I'll forward you.
Oh yeah. Okay, Ken. Yeah, I understand where you come from, but isn't the sentiment analysis, aren't you supposed to encode, or rather to label some part of it first, and then using this labeled corpus or labeled profiling or positive and negative profiling, you use it to you create a model, rule-based model or whatever model based on it, and then use it to test on the rest of data so that you can you can classify the rest of the data correctly. Isn't that how
you classify the rest of the data? That's correct. Yeah, but I don't really go to individual level document and test out whether that document is positive or negative, is it? You must remember the way sentiment analysis is an application of text analytics. So what happened is that they actually will break down into the terms of bags, right? As what we normally do in text, and then they will look at the terms and the context and provide the weight to the terms, and then from this they will, if you have a rule base, they will measure whether it fit into the rule base, is it? The rules that you set. It's the rules that define the positive and the negative. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I need to do more practice on the side, then I can understand a bit more. I like to move on to another part of the assignment. So in your assignment, right? Because I was looking very closely at the various differences between the previous assignment and this one, and one of the difference that I saw was in the description of the approach of the solution. Part B, you said something about which version of the text topic model. So what do you mean by that? Because for me, I always thought it was just changing a number, like, how many topics you want, 5, 7, or 9, or whatever it is. So what do you mean by which version?
Okay. Now, every time you do a new setting, there's a new model. That's how we define a new model.
Okay.
Okay, in topic extraction, in topics, you can define the number of topics, all right? That's one setting. I can't remember what other setting.
In my simple mind, it seems to be the only setting. That's why I'm confused because the
No,
other
no.
ones.
The thing, okay. Yeah. You see, the results of the text topic is the input from the text filtering phase and the text parsing phase. So sometimes or many times we may need to go back to the text filtering phase to adjust. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be using uh, I shouldn't be using entropy. I should be using mutual information or IDF. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're trying to say. So
So it's not just
essentially,
looking at the text topic node itself. I look at the results. Then I say maybe if I use entropy, I may get a better. I suspect I may get a better description of the topics. Yeah.
oh, okay, can.
So remember,
Uh,
your modeling is not just at the final node. It is actually, it's actually iterative. So I may have
yeah.
to go
Okay,
back
so
to text parsing. I may have to go to the text parsing node after looking at the final results from the text topic. I may have to go back to text parsing node and adjust my synonyms and adjust my stop list and start list, and then I rerun again. So you get what I'm trying to say. So when I talk about a model, it's a combination of different setting in different parts of the whole mining process. I may decided at the text parsing because it's only I look at the text topic result. I say, yeah, some of those words is adverb lah, adverb and maybe a verb. Maybe I just try and see whether I can more. The topics can be clearer if I just use adjective and noun. So I have to go back to text parsing, right, and select only adjective and noun, because the noun will give me the entity, the adjective will give me that the entity will give me the description of the entity, and that is actually very. And then if I can use the concept meaning to see how they are related, that will actually give me quite a good picture of of the description of entity in terms of the what the entity looks like, or what entity. When I say entity, it could be service as well. Okay, maybe the customer service is rude. So customer service is rude, for example. Customer service now, rude is adjective. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's unlike your predictive analytics. It's very structured. Text, even though if we know that if I give a piece of text to a few to two person to read, they may come up with a different summary. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So that's what I mean, no, by different models. So one setting, the moment you change your setting already, that's one model already, because the whole model is from the end from beginning to the end.
Oh, okay. So there is still repetition between the first assignment and second assignment.
What do you mean by repetition? I mean, maybe this get your what's my repetition?
Okay, because on the first assignment we did also manipulate the different. I mean, at least I did between the different entropies and all the different settings.
Yes.
So in this case, we should also be changing all those settings because like all the I kind of have set form of settings or hyperparameters that I feel that will work very well. So I didn't really show that much in terms of the differences.
Okay, maybe okay, in any text mining project, remember you need a part of data preparation. Whether is it sentiment analysis, whether is it clustering, whether is it prediction. If you are using text, the first thing you need to do is to clean up the text. And this is what text parsing is doing. Text parsing is doing, and text filtering is doing. Remember, we say that after text filtering, you will, the output from the text filtering is a term by document matrix. All right. And it's not just a term by document, it's a weighted term by document matrix. Now that becomes the input to your text mining, to your data mining, okay, for text. Your data mining, you can use cluster. Your data mining, you can use a topic. But it depends on what is the quality of your term by document matrix that you generate, you see. And term by document matrix is based on the quality of that term, is based on your first two phases, your data cleansing, your text parsing, your text filtering. You get what I'm trying to say? So even if you do sentiment analysis, you still have to do this part. If you run your sentiment analysis studio, when you do a new project, they will tell you all these things. They will tell you that they are using this algorithm to do your stemming, your stop and start list, and so on. You get what I'm trying to say? So your text parsing, your text filtering is a data preparation phase. You need to clean up the data, transform the data before you can do sentiment analysis or clustering or what. So sometimes we look at the text topic results and say, hey, not so, maybe I didn't clean it properly. So I have to go back again to my text parsing to readjust my maybe part of speech tagging, all those things. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, yes, I think yeah, it makes sense. Actually, another question would be, Namsiam actually provided this very good VBA to transfer the data from Excel based to text based, if you like, text document based. So how did I'm just curious of how the last few semesters actually managed to do this process without Nam Seong, helping out?
Yeah, I give them the text file. I give them a text file. Hello.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the reason is because of this. As I say, this is the first time we're having the final coursework. Normally we don't have this part here. We have in place of that we have the exam. You get what I'm trying to say? So the first few batches we have the coursework 1, which you have, but of course much more than you because you only do up to class clustering. They do up to text topic for coursework 1, and then coursework they don't have coursework 2, and then they will follow by exam. Okay, but because of the COVID situation, we have no exam, so we need to give you a more extensive coursework in place of the exam. You get my point? Yeah. So this is the first time we are trying out this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we expect the student. So we expect the student to be a bit to do more than yeah.
So you could actually also provide us with the text file essentially. Then I don't have to pass it myself, right? Or you want it to be part of the exercise?
Yes, yeah. It's not so straightforward. That's a real life situation, is it? It's the same thing. You find that the raw file is not just English text, right? There are other texts as well, right? So how do you deal with that, you see? Yeah. But you have a good classmate who do this for you, so I'm okay with that, you see. It's okay to work as a team, yeah. So that is the point that I'm coming from. Yeah. Because this project is supposed to be 60%. So there must be some kind of a rigor and robust and some kind of yeah. Anyway, this is the first time we are trying out, so yeah. If you have any feedback on this, you just let me know at the end. Yeah.
No, I think it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious at all when I'm doing it. Then
oh yeah.
I'm just trying to understand what you.
It's intentional, It's intentional. is intentional.
Eugene, your video I put in WhatsApp. You can stream on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Yep. Thanks.
Yeah. So have you started your this second coursework?
Yeah, I've done most of the work up to the topic modeling. So I'm probably gonna work on the sentiment analysis very soon.
Yeah, since I think there are a few of us here, I just want to mention again, which I mentioned to earlier on to Zhu Hong and Nam Seong. Yeah, after you've done all the analysis, there must be a need. You must summarize your results, your interpretation. Summarize it. Summarize means you don't have the gist of it, and then relate back to the business question, right? Because the whole purpose of doing analytics is really to solve a business problem. Okay. So that's what I want to sort of emphasize again. Because sometimes in the process of doing all the analysis and interpretation, we forgot what we are actually trying to do. Okay, so must always refer back to the business question they are trying to resolve, so that your interpretation, your analysis can be geared towards trying to answer the business question. You get what I'm trying to say? Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I was looking very closely at the business question when I do the assignment. Yeah, which actually brings me to something now that since you mentioned about business question, right?
Yeah.
If we go back to, let me see if I can pull up the questions really quickly. So when I look at the start of your assignment and you have that business objective, right?
Yeah.
There's actually I'm not exactly sure whether which one it will be the business question, to be honest. The obvious one would be, finding the key topic in the feedback and also the sentiment of the topics. Actually, but that doesn't really solve the first one, right? The one where it says the analysis of the customer comments,
You're referring to the assignment.
Yes, I'm referring to the assignment.
Okay, let me give you some tips to how to define the business question. I think probably Rudy and your phone will be going through as well, because your project, you need to confirm your business question before you are so-called allowed to carry on your project. Now, in the case of the text, now in any analytics project, whether it is structured data or unstructured data, the first thing is to get a feel of what data that you have. All right. So in particular, in the text of corpus, since you are using SAS, which is relatively easy to use, just run through the cluster analysis. That will give you a feel of what is the content of the corpus, and then you should also read some samples of it to get a feel, and then from there you have a rough idea what data you have, and then it probably trigger you some of the questions, so easier for you to trigger some of the business questions that you want to really solve lah. So your business questions shouldn't be too generic. Otherwise, you find it quite hard to come back to answer them once you get your results. You see, so it should be more specific. Yeah. So that when you try to answer using your results, it will be actually much easier. You get my point? So I think, have you all started your project module already?
We started one or two classes, but basically we don't do anything essentially because we are all trying to complete the assignment. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the first part is really to defining the business question. Yeah, and yeah. because it's your business question that drive the whole approach and analysis, you see. The analysis technique, yeah. Yeah, so you can carry on your work. If you have no other question, I'll be around lah until about 9:30. Yeah. Then any question while you're doing your work, you can just ask me. Yeah. Eugene, any other question, Eugene?
Not for now. I would
Okay.
look through my question list and then I'll see
Yeah.
whether that's
I suggest you do the sentiment analysis as lab first, because when a question they will ask, I don't mind. I say I think you are not aware of certain things. Yeah. So maybe that will help lah. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Vincent. I will continue my project.